So, Happy New Year. Apologise for the noise of the dog eating his bollocks, but he's on the floor giving himself a blowjob. Hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year. And as with many things, this time of year is a great time for reflection and New Year, New Me and all that sort of stuff. And a lot of people hate on this sort of stuff and criticise all that. At the end of the day, whatever catalyst creates change for the better, it's a good thing. You know, diets always start on a Monday. New training programs always start on a Monday. So there's nothing wrong with the New Year, New Me. At least there's some intent there to change. Whether you sustain that is down to you as an individual and how much you want to change. You will never sustain something that you actually deep down really aren't asked about. You might con yourself and lie to yourself and think that you want to be massive or you want to be shredded or you want a six-pack or you want this or you want that, but then faced with the reality of the work it takes to achieve that goal, quite often we just didn't want it that much. And this flows for all aspects of life. I remember, it was only this morning or yesterday, a friend of mine put a post up. He's a entrepreneur, small business owner. He's had businesses in the past that have unfortunately failed due to changes in economic climate, and he now has a tyre business that's growing very well and doing very, very well. And he said, you see people criticise somebody for, oh, look at them, they've got a nice car, they've got a nice house, they get the holidays, it's all right for them. But what you don't see them is appreciate the work that's gone in to achieve that. And for most people, success is gained through hard work. It's very rarely given. And those that are given financial or emotional security or whatever it may be, you tend to find don't appreciate it, don't realise what they've got, and usually end up fucking it up. But hard work will always be rewarded. And someone commented, no, it's not. I know plenty of people that work hard that don't get by. Well, no, it will actually. If you properly graft, then it will be rewarded. And it's very much the same with training. If you train hard, you will grow. Unfortunately, a lot of people's definition of training hard is not really. And that's a personal thing. You know, we train to the capacity of what we feel is what we're used to. And very often we can get stuck in ruts where we don't realise that we're underselling ourselves and we're underachieving because there's more in the tank to give. And we just have to give it. You can never train too hard. You can train too long, you can train too frequently, but you can never train too hard or too intensely. And that's the same with a lot of things in life. You know, sometimes what we perceive as being hard work in the big picture isn't. And just that we are naturally lazy twats and really just don't want to make the effort anymore. And that's a problem with modern day society, really. It's the way society has gone. Anyway, just why I've gone off track there, fuck knows. But hope you had a good New Year, and I hope you're hitting the ground running, and I wish you all the best to achieve your goals for 2020. Personally, same shit, different day, really. I've not really set out any plans this year, and last year I did, and in the podcast this week, Scott asked me, did I achieve? And actually, I did better than I thought. I achieved some financial goals and some materialistic things I wanted to get. And I achieved some recognition nationally within the police force that I was after. And undone some bad blood from years before, which was good. So in a lot of ways, yeah, but it has seemed to be a very hard fought year. And part of that's probably down to the way I've approached things and the way I've managed things. Everything has seemed a very uphill struggle, particularly the last 3-4 months. Everything has seemed to feel very hard work. Anyway, one of the things I've been planning to do for a while is bloodlet. So I did that. And the difference was phenomenal. Literally felt like a new person. Felt, this is a bit of a strange description, but felt lighter, felt clearer headed, felt more focused, more infused, very happy to do work, not daunted by the day's work where I'd got to the point up to Christmas where, and even over Christmas where I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to have to mow through that lot. Now it's just like crack on with it. The change has been quite astounding. I took a pint out, and I'm going to get bloods done just to see where I'm sitting, because I was running a bit on the thick side, and that's been historic, not just from my gear use, but from my heart struggling a bit, has resulted in me having slightly elevated RBC as well. So, because I'm only on TRT, there's no real chemical reason to be driving me RBC up. So it should, now it's down, stay down, though I potentially will need another drop. But yeah, I just thought it was me, so I rang a mate of mine who had done similar. We'd sourced some proper medical collection bags from Germany, so I'd sent him some as well. And he said, no, the same. He said he felt very good, more so for him the next day, but yeah, he felt a dramatic change in the way he felt, very energised. So I'd always known that high RBC had depressive factor, slowing you down, making you feel a bit sluggish. I didn't realise the impact was as dramatic as it was. And this is one of the things you find with gear use, isn't it? You know, it grinds you into the ground and you don't realise it's doing it because it's been such a slow process. So I'm actually quite enthused. Not going to make any rash promises. Plans for the year are to continue to develop the business, particularly the corporate side. That's where I'm wanting to drive things. Obviously do more of what I already do, but also try and take a bit of downtime and enjoy life a bit more this year. I've got a shitload of projects that I started that I haven't finished. So I've changed how I do my client check-ins now, and I've structured that a little bit differently. So whereas I'd use a couple of days just full on non-stop dealing with clients, I'm breaking it down over more days and then interspersing those days with different work. So I can spend a couple hours a day on this project, a couple hours a day on that project, and get all these stupid projects that I've got sitting in the background that I've never completed, or even some of them not even got off the ground, get them moving forward. One thing I am developing is a steroid training course. Now I do something quite similar for the police already, but it's a bit more ad hoc, and it ranges from a half a day input to a couple of days input. But Vicky Masita approached me about doing a more structured course, say 7-8 hour and a half long lessons, which incorporated an exam and incorporated homework and remote studying, which would give coaches who weren't particularly versed in steroids a good basic understanding of the drugs, how they work, how they impact people, and how to manage somebody's usage. So I'm going to try and develop that. So I'm doing my first session with Vicky today. Today we're going to look at social drive as a reason for use, and then we're going to work through that. So that should be interesting. Obviously New Year means coaching is always a little bit on the busier side. It tends to come in jumps and starts, so you get a bit of a hit before Christmas, and then it's usually towards the back end of January before I normally see another hit, but so that's picked things up a little bit, and then otherwise it's just to continue trying to improve my health and sort my shit out really. But definitely I need to improve my self-management. That's gone a bit wayward. I spend far too much time wasting on inconsequential shit, and not enough time on quality things. So I'm definitely going to limit my time to social media. I'm not a fan of it anyway, but it is a very addictive platform, and sort of create more quality time with the things that I do. So there you go. That's me. I wish you all the best with your plans for the new year. Hope you had a good holiday, and I'll keep you up to speed. I'm not sure how or where I'm going to go with the channel at the moment. I will throw content out. I don't want to start just throwing weekly bollocks out like I was doing just for the sake of saying something because I didn't have anything to say. So I want to make the content count, but at the same time I don't want it to fall as dormant as it has done. So I'll come up with something. Not quite sure what at the moment, but I'll come up with something. So at least you're getting some quality content on here that's useful. Hopefully in my new structure I should be able to get back into doing a bit more research, and so maybe I can bring you guys a bit more information on research development and stuff like that. Right, I'm going to have to go. Need a piss. So all the best, have a good one, and I'll speak to you all soon.